Hello my friends. In today's video I'll show you how you can create this wonderful Netflix-inspired PowerPoint presentation. As you can see, it has a looping video background. And later on, I'll show you how you can insert your own video. And here at the top, we have an editable text logo. You can insert your own text, and it will have the Netflix look. There are a couple of menu links, and your account icon as well. And in the middle of the slide, you have your slide title, description and 2 buttons. Here at the bottom, we have clickable thumbnails that can quickly take you to different parts of your presentation. Once you click on a thumbnail, you get a preview of what you can expect to see in this part. And as you can see, this time I'm using an animated photo as a slide background. I'll show you how you can customize it as well. And by the way, you can navigate your thumbnails by using these buttons as well. And once you decide with which part you would like to start with, just click on the play button, and you will jump directly to the slides of that part. And for now, let's just go to the first part, and let's check out all of the slides from the beginning. By the way, this presentation is absolutely free, and it works on all PowerPoint versions. So now let's just click on the play button, and go to the slides of the first part. First we have an introduction slide. And as you can see, it has an animated photo background as well. Here at the bottom, I have added player controls, with some information, such as date, footer and slide number. Player bar is animated, and it plays every time, when a new slide loads. And next, let's just go through a few more of the slides in part 1. And if you are enjoying this video, please give it a like and subscribe, so that you don't miss my future videos. Super, thanks. And now as you can see in the footer, coming up next is part 2. We can just keep on going, or we can click on this arrow, and come back to the home slide, where we can choose any other part that we want. For now, let's just select part 2, and continue from the point we left off. On this slide we have a nice animated timeline, which is connected to the next slide, where the years continue. And as you can see in the footer, part 3 is coming up. This time let's just keep on going. And here we get a new animated photo background, and a playful slide design for your team members. Let's check out the rest of the slide designs. And after that, I'll show you how I've created this presentation, and how you can customize it according to your needs. By the way, all of the photos and videos used in this presentation come from pexels.com. All of the links are in the video description. And here on part 5, we have the last slide, where you can put your contact details and your social media links. So let's get back to the home slide, and first let me show you how this presentation was made. Alright, so here I am, in PowerPoint Office 365, but as I have mentioned, this presentation can be created and will work in pretty much any PowerPoint version. Currently, there are 17 slides in total, and on the first slide I have inserted a thumbnail picture of today's video. Feel free to insert any picture that you wish. And here on the second slide, this is where the magic happens. Second slide is like a homepage for part number 1 of this presentation. If we would go to the next slide, we would see a homepage for part number 2, and so on. I've divided this presentation into 5 parts, and each of them have their own homepage. And if we would click on this white play button, we would jump into the slides of that specific part. Here you can see all of the slides that are linked to part 1. After that, we have slides that belong to part 2, and so on. So just to recap, if we would open the part 5 homepage slide, and would click on the play button, we would jump directly to the slides of this part. In this case, I have just one slide in part 5, but you can of course have as many parts and slides as needed. And now let me show you how you can customize this homepage slide. Currently, only the title, description and these 2 buttons are editable. If we would like to change the video background, the logo, or any of these thumbnails, we would have to go into the Slide Master view. So let's just click on View, and choose Slide Master. Now once in the Slide Master view, instead of your slides, you can see all of your slide layouts on the left side. At the top, you can see the main Slide Master, which is useful for global changes, but for now let's just focus on individual slide layouts. I've created a homepage slide layout for each of the parts. Additionally, I've created a video player slide layout for each of the parts as well. Okay, so now let's scroll back up to the part 1 homepage layout, and let's customize it. We can open up selection pane as well. This way we can easily see and select any shape that we wish. So to change the video, let's first select the current video. As you can see, it's the last element in the selection pane. And now let's just delete it by hitting backspace or delete. And now, let me drag and drop a new video from a folder. Let's make sure that the video is aligned to the center of the slide. And if your video doesn't cover the whole slide, you can always increase its size, and later on, crop its edges if needed. Now let's make sure that we send this video to back, so that we can see the rest of the slide layout elements. Okay, and now while the video is still selected, let's go to the video playback options, and let's make sure the video plays automatically, and it loops. We can as well trim the video, if we think it's a bit too long. Let's set the video length to 14 seconds, and click OK. Now let's get back to the normal view, and let's check out our new video background. Nice, and here is our new video background, which should be looping automatically every 14 seconds. Let's just wait a bit longer. And yes, it does loop, everything is working as planned. And now, let's get back to the slide master view. A shortcut that I like to use for that, is to hold down the Shift key and click on this little icon. And next, let me show you how you can change the thumbnail picture for part number 1. It's very easy, just right click on the thumbnail, choose change picture, and select a new picture that you like. That's all, and you can flip your picture horizontally if needed. And next, let's talk about hyperlinks. You can probably see little white messages, once I move my mouse over the thumbnails. These little messages show to what slides these thumbnails are linked. To insert a hyperlink, just select any of the thumbnails, go to Insert, Link, and choose any slide that you wish. You can use a shortcut, Ctrl+K, to quickly open up the hyperlink menu. As you can see, the second thumbnail is linked to slide number 3, where its homepage slide is. So please make sure that each of the thumbnails is linked to its homepage slide. Let's check out how these thumbnails work. So once we click on the Part 2 thumbnail, we jump to the Part 2 homepage. And if we click on Part 1 thumbnail, we go back to the Part 1 homepage. All of this is possible thanks to hyperlinks. And by the way, as you remember, we have changed the thumbnail picture for Part 1. We would have to do that for the rest of the homepage slide layouts to be consistent, but it's okay for now. And next, let me show you how you can create this animated photo background. Let's jump back to the slide master view, and let's find the Part 2 homepage slide layout. As with the thumbnails, you can just right-click on the background photo, and choose change picture. But before that, let me go to the animation pane, and let's delete the current animation, so that we can start from scratch. Now let's choose a new picture. Let's make sure it's still selected, and let's go to Animations, and select Grow Shrink Animation. Now let's make sure that this animation starts with previous, duration 6 seconds. Let's add a smooth start and smooth end of 1 second. And for the growth size I'm using 120%. Additionally, let's make sure that the animation auto reverses, and that it repeats until the end of slide. And this way, we have created a subtle animation effect for our background photo, super nice. And next, let me show you how you can create this awesome fly-through effect for your homepage titles. To achieve this look, all you have to do is to select a fly-through transition for your homepage slides. Make sure all of your homepage slides are selected, go to Transitions. Look for Dynamic Content Transitions. And choose Fly-Through. Now a fly-through effect will be applied to your homepage titles. Awesome. As you remember, once we click on any of these white play buttons, we would jump directly to the slides of that specific part. And in this case, it's the slides from Part 1. And the reason for that is once again hyperlinks. This play button is linked to slide number 7, which is the first slide of Part 1. So you would have to make sure that your play buttons on each of the homepage slides are linked to the first slide of each part. Alright, and now let's look a bit closer at the design of these individual slides. As you can see, we once again have a nice animated photo background, which is using a grow shrink animation. And as before, if you would like to modify this slide layout, you would have to go into the slide master view. What's special about this slide design is that I've added some darkness to the background photo, so that the text would be easier to read. You can reduce the brightness of your photos by going to the picture correction options and dragging the brightness slider to the left. And as before, you can just right-click on the current picture, and change the picture to a new one. Reduce the brightness after that. And next, let me show you how you can create this player progress bar animation. Let's go back to the Slide Master view, and let's see how this player bar is constructed. So we have 3 lines in total. A gray line, a white line and a red line. We have a red bubble as well. Now let's jump into the animation pane. Here I have removed all of the playbar animations, so that we can add them together. Let's make sure that the white line is selected, and let's add a wipe animation to it. This way, we'll create that loading bar effect that you usually get in online video players. I've set the wipe animation to start with previous, and the duration to 1 second. Now we can use the animation painter, and paste the same animation from the white line to the red line. Let's just set the duration for the red line to 1.5 seconds, with a 1/2 second delay. This way, the white line is animated first, and then comes the red line. Okay, now let's make sure that we put the red line back into place, directly on top of the white line. All that's left to do is to animate that little red bubble. Let's select it, and let's add a motion path line animation to it. Direction to right. Now we can grab this red arrow, and drag it to the end of the player bar. Let's make sure that the red bubble animation has the same duration and delay as the red line animation. Additionally, we can add a smooth start and smooth end of a 1/2 second. And now, our player bar animation is ready. Well done. It will automatically play on every new slide that uses the same slide layout. And by the way, you can always use this little arrow to get back to the first homepage slide. You've guessed it, I've used hyperlinks to do that. Alright my dear friends, these were the main things that I've planned to show in this video. Hopefully now you will be able to create your own awesome Netflix PowerPoint presentation. You can download this presentation for absolutely free, and check out everything in greater detail. Download info is in the video description. And if you would have any questions, feel free to post them in the comment section below, and I'll be happy to answer. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on my next video.